we have teleported and we are in Brighton. No, we're not in Brighton right now. We are going to stay in Brighton for 2 nights and we are in Lewes. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, I grew up around these parts, well, when I was a small person, and I'm from Hastings. So what we are, I have a small knowledge of this area. So we're in Lewes. I've never been to Lewes thrifting before, and it's a lot bigger than I anticipated. As in, it's spread out. From driving through, I thought it was just going to be like one main high street, and then we just like wander down and be all like wandery. But it seems to be very spread out, and there's a hill which, you know, is just not great for us. Anyway, for me, it's not great for me. But it seems good, right, Austin?
Yeah, there's quite a few. They're all open. Obviously, we're in the middle of kind of Christmas, after Christmas, but before New Year's.
That's where we are.
What day is it? I don't even know what day it is. What day is it?
Thursday.
Thursday. We've got a show on Saturday, so we're trying to pick for our show Saturday. Whatnot, 8 o'clock every Saturday.
But there's loads of really cute independents, which is always a really good sign, like really cute independents. There's a Waitrose. So we'll see. Every charity shop we pass has been open. I do find between Christmas and New Year's they are open. Not normally the day directly after Boxing Day, but as soon as... Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I would say for us as well, being where we live, a little bit more, well, a lot more rural than most places. I would say, I think because there's only like 1 or 2 staff members kind of each day, if they do want to come in or can't come in over the Christmas, you don't kind of get them. So, and they're closed. So a lot of ours are closed so we have to travel really.
So we thought we would come on an adventure, and we have landed here in East Sussex. I believe that is the correct geographical place.
That was the sign I saw as we came in.
See, there we go. So like I said before, we're staying in Brighton. We're going to do Lewes and Hove today.
Yes.
Potentially, and then Brighton. Tomorrow, I think we're going to spend the majority of the day in Eastbourne, because I have heard that Eastbourne has the most charity shops.
We're also going to do Hastings.
I do Hastings as well. We really do want to drop into Bexhill to see the ABC Murders building. If anyone knows them,
Poirot vibes.
Good for you. And I want to do Battle as well. I think Battle will be worthwhile. But we're going to try and upload these videos sort of semi in real time. So like we do the daily upload the video back at the hotel. And then we got to be back in by the weekend to do the Whatnot show. And that is the goal. Also, there will be no hat in today's videos, because I did a good job Austin did a good job in dyeing my hair. And I didn't bring a hat. And I feel a bit strange about it, if I'm honest.
Bring a hat. I lie. I brought a hat for you. I have got a hat. If
I might put one on just because I feel a bit naked. Anyway, so I was going to say something catchy. Let's go thrifting.
Ugh.
Did anyone think that Lewes, which actually
she came right at me,
looks like Lewes?
I've been calling it Lewes, and you said it's not Lewes. So anyone in the comments, if you know it's Lewes or Lewes, I probably could have googled it. I'm just being really lazy, but just put in the comments how you say it.
It's Lewes. No, there's no. How do you say it? It's Lewes.
I'm going to go on record. I'm not going to say you're wrong right now, but I'm going to say you're maybe not right.
I am 100% right.
Okay.
Anyway, I thought it was like, from my limited memory, I thought it was like a tiny little place.
So you have been here before and you were smaller?
I must have, yeah. Must have. I definitely been here.
I say small, I mean younger.
Thanks, yeah. Before you gained all that weight, you must have come here.
Guys, we're recording this very, very early, just to let you know.
This is a Burberry Mac, so we're off to a good start. Now, it's priced accordingly to a Burberry Mac. I mean, I would sell it for more, so it's actually well priced technically then, isn't it? But it's 190. It's a Burberry's, which is on the 90s label, classic Mac. We did come back to this one. It was two-toned. So it wasn't a classic, just a beige.
Yeah, it was
a shimmer.
It was a darker colour with a shimmer. I've seen that kind of cloth before, but not on that colour. We had like a green one which had the same kind of shimmer.
But it's a good indicator that there are donations of that caliber.
If that's the first thing you see on a rail, that's not a bad one, is it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It means that perhaps there are other things in the shop or perhaps other things in the town. It's actually a great indicator of things to come.
I think as well, like when you see products like that or brands like that, like you just said, not only is it a good indicator, but a lot of the time our jobs as thrifters or resellers or just people looking for their own stuff, if you're looking for really high-end luxury nice pieces, when you see a brand like that or an item like that, like Bethany said, it's not only a good indicator that they may very well have some, but there's a good chance they may have some and they've missed them, and maybe their knowledge is not as large as yours, and maybe you'll be able to find some pieces which are better priced.
Always check the ties. Ties I look out for mainly silk, obviously, and anything with a sort of a more jazzy pattern. There was a Balmain piece there. It was £5. Balmain doesn't, actually it's Balmain, but Balmain for anyone else, doesn't command when it's on a Pierre Balmain tag, it doesn't command as much.
Yeah, I agree. And to be honest, I think there's so much of it.
These are Lauren Vidal. Lauren Vidal is a high-end European fashion designer. These would retail upwards of €2 to €250.
Lauren Vidal, you say, not Lorraine?
No,
Vidal.
It's Lauren, because we don't make up words around here.
Okay, just wanted to check. Check our Instagram for more deets.
They were like a straight leg, flat front, tuck style trouser. Very, very on trend. I'd resell
talks
them
in
for
eBay titles.
£80 to £100. These were Iro, another indication of great brands. £20. Now they had a dress agency tag on for £70. When dress agencies donate things that haven't sold or etc. so on and so forth, often their tag is left on, and that is an indication there's a dress agency nearby.
This town had lots of those as well.
Yes. This is Philip Lim 3.1 Philip Lim is the main line Philip Lim. There is no other Philip Lim. We've had this discussion before. This was a collaboration piece with Target, which is very similar to what I see from like the H&M collaboration pieces. They've done a really cool one with Hunter.
Yes.
And we just don't get it here. And you can get really cool pieces from these like diffusion limited edition lines.
I agree. And I think that was an anniversary piece as well.
Yeah.
That shirt I just picked up there was like an acid wash, spotted Ralph Lauren, full line ladies, grandad collar shirt.
I don't know if anyone else wants one, but votes down below for a hotel haul so you can see these pieces in more detail.
Yeah.
Good run.
I had nothing else to say to that.
Yeah, good run.
Yeah.
It was a nice stretch jersey piece. I find the pieces with more graphic flowers on or a more sort of boho inspired print do the best. I sell those very easily, mainly to the US actually, for 40 to 50.
Do you know what I like? I'm just thinking as I'm watching this footage back. Do you know what I like about going places we're not used to or we haven't been before?
Worn out cos, £18.
No, that's not what I love. What I love is being able to kind of show that you can go anywhere as long as you have a decent amount of knowledge, go anywhere and pick. And I say that because we have a lot of people saying there's the shops here are terrible or the shops here are terrible. And I'll be honest, like this, for example,
Vibes.
This place was great. It had great stuff. And we've been to places with less than great stuff, don't get me wrong. But majority of the time, you can pick and make your money whilst you're there.
Yes. Laura Ashley, vintage.
That's
should have
beautiful.
bought it.
I'm looking back now, we 100% should have bought it. I might even go back today and buy it.
It was $9.50, but I think on the resale market, I could stretch 50, 60.
That oversized with like mom style denim jeans.
It was giving
vibe.
shell tile in the bathroom in the 90s.
I'm thinking like mule Princetowns as well. Yeah, it's amazing. Talk to me about this.
No, I'm not going to talk to you about this, but one thing I did find from this town, it was a repeated pattern, is the condition of some items. You had to be a bit more cautious. Like that cos there, for example, I showed you when Austin was talking.
Yeah.
Burgundy, it was obviously very clearly wash faded. You know, when the toggles go a bit bubbly.
I was going to say the toggles were done
and
for.
And it was 18. It's just... for someone it'll be fine, whatever they're looking for. I just felt it was a bit
Well, you got to remember, I said it before and I say it again, when we comment on these things, we're not slating the charity shops as some people kind of, I guess, their narrative like they like to push. We're just saying from our point of view, £18 for a cause washed out jumper is too much for us to make any money on. That's it. Simple statement.
Yeah, and actually I like to speak from a more general perspective for a consumer as well. It's too much. But for this, for example, this is a Windsor London
Look at
great
it.
piece. Retail would have been 200 plus. This was 18 also.
Did we not buy this?
No, 18 also. The condition was pristine. The style, the look, everything about it was fantastic. A bargain for £18.
Why didn't we buy that?
Because I put it back and then I didn't go back for it. Sometimes I do this thing
I
where
was
I
go
put
on.
things back and I'm like, I'll go back for that.
I'm with you on that. I've actually done that in this video as well.
This is Saint and Sophia. Saint and Sophia are very famous or well known for making comfortable clothing. So this is a biker jacket but done in a cotton jersey, and it's got a puff sleeve, statement puff sleeve, double-breasted, zipped. They also make joggers. They also make, you know, sweatshirts, etc.
It also has a popper inside, so you can kind of have that flap kind of over like the biker, like you say.
Retail also is very high, 200, 250 plus for that jacket retail. Resale for me personally would be about £80. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Oh, I definitely picked that one up as well.
Bora. I always say it wrong. Is it Bora?
Bora.
This was a basic, it's not basic in any shape or form.
There was some linen content going on.
Linen content, cotton, white. I like to pick up the knits. I like to pick up the more boho-y, like cottage core stuff. So we left that one behind. But it was a great price at £8 actually. This is Sahara. Now this is just vibes. I think you could wear this in a multiple different ways and like through genres of style. That's why I picked it up.
Very peacock. The colours are very peacock to me.
Yeah, blue and black, but it had like a speckle of red.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was mohair blend. Retail would have been plus 170, about 170, 180. And I would sell it on the eBays for about 70, 80. We found some more chair shops. This one was an interesting little creature on the corner.
As I walked in and I was like, was this like a normal retail store? It looked very kind of retail-y. It's because they have like new products now. You know?
Compliment.
It kind of is. This was beautiful.
This was a sort of floor length or midi length, a boiled wool from Oshka. $85. Actually, if you compare retail on these coats is £400 to £500. So that is a barg fest.
Do you know what hurts my feelings? This store, so for example, I just have a look now. You've got normal the blue and white tag prices.
Yeah.
I've just thought, was that the what's it called? I don't think it was.
No, it was their little pricing.
Was that their pricing?
Yeah, that's their pricing.
I don't know if it was, you know.
No, it was. This is a folk stroke t-shirt.
Yeah,
their pricing £18, 25 pence.
So they use those tags to let you know that this is a serious product.
Yes. Now, my issue here with this one is love it. You get your prices. You go, girlfriend. That was just a little bit worn out. It was a little bit worn out.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was.
Yep. Worn out.
I can't. Yeah, I agree.
Yes, so I don't know. Maybe someone would like it. This was Oliver Brown. This was a bargain. This was £4, but once again, the washwear was just too severe.
It doesn't really transfer. You can't really see that on camera, but around the neck, it was just kind of like, you know, like that where the navy goes almost like a kind of like a
bobbly.
Yeah, bobbly, almost like a whitish tint to it.
You know when it looks like you've worn it to the beach.
Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, exactly that. And that's kind of what supposed to be worn at. Yeah. But I also think that if someone's going to buy it, I always think if I'm going to get it in the post, and I get that, no matter if I paid £8, if I'm expecting a decent quality of t-shirt, I'm not going to be happy with that. Simple.
It's just using your editing eye, and sometimes just because it's a great brand, knowing when to put back and when to take. This was £35. This was Hay. I love Hay. If we're looking out for ceramics, we're looking out for storage, we're looking out for furniture.
Hay.
Hay is a really cool contemporary shop. We'll put the logo in here and we'll put some like sort of retail comps, etc. £35 for that one. And these were some Le Crusoe ceramic salt and pepper shakers.
They were indeed.
£10 for the pair, which isn't bad, but because Le Crusoe, they do make a huge amount of product, there isn't a huge amount when it comes to these smaller items like ramekins.
Yes, I agree with that.
More decorative items, tableware items, because they have a cheaper retail and there are a lot made.
We actually went to a retail store. It was an outlet, granted, but an outlet retail store recently, and their prices, even the non-sale items, were reasonably low. So I think resale has been hit a little bit with that.
The margin just isn't there.
Yes.
Whereas if you're looking out for cast iron pots, you're looking out for the enamel cook pots, you're looking out for anything of that description. Obviously, there's always great manuni.
I found some Zadig and Voltage jeans.
We do come back to them, that's why.
We do indeed. They were called John, and these. So Camper...
John.
All right, John.
All right, John.
These are camper. These are new style camper. Camper have a name and kind of, or a kind of, I guess, a presence of being kind of like a bit more old school. The newer stuff, just go on their website.
Camper Lab.
I'm going to put, Camper Lab specifically. But even their regular kind of stuff is madness now. I think their creative directors are just gone wild. I'll put some pictures of some of the stuff they've done recently, which have really popped and been kind of like, what do you call it? Influencer heavy.
I got excited there. You can see from my little face. These would have been plus £300 retail. So actually, the only reason I didn't get them, and they were 20, which is very reasonable, but there's only one reason I didn't get them.
I can tell you what that reason is.
Insoles are missing.
No insoles.
Because obviously, if you want to put your own insoles in, you take the older ones
Also,
out.
with those kind of premium shoes, they're really nice leather padded insoles. So it's a real kind of
but if you're buying them for
major
yourself,
part of the shoe.
You can just get some insoles.
Yeah, I agree with that. The other thing I liked, which I think I'm going back to the jeans now. What am I doing?
No,
what am I doing?
Keep going on camper.
What I liked, a nice detail, which I think probably other people have done previously, but Balenciaga did most notably on the toe box had the size on the toe box, which makes it.
Did they?
Yeah, they had the size on the sole, 44, which I thought was really cool.
On the sole of the shoe.
On the sole of the shoe. Yeah. So unless I do my research and find out that they're a number 44 style, which I don't think I will look it up though, because I think that's really cool. It means they've made individual sole stamps for each individual shoe.
Side note, that was a vintage Ted Baker. It was amazing. It looked like something Rachel would wear in Friends. It was fantastic. It had a mark on the front. Cute dad joke about wanting the hookah stand.
And then Bethany said, "I'll just take the stock."
They had some really cute shops. You've left us in because they're really cute. We also bought those Zadig and Voltaire jeans.
John?
They were called the John model, and they were 28-inch waist.
That's
I like
a beautiful
picking up
storefront.
Smaller jeans because they can be also worn by women because the trend is to wear a baggier jean.
Yep.
Or you can drawstring them. Not drawstring them. You can belt them.
Paper
anyway,
Bagum style.
Zadig and Voltaire jeans plus £200. They were $15. I would resell them for plus 100. But once again, everything on this video is going to the Whatnot show on Saturday night, 8 p.m. on Whatnot.
Do you think we pick differently now that we kind of do a lot of Whatnot? No, same. Someone said to me the other day, do you still pick up? I can't remember the brand they were talking about. It was like not a low brand, but like a high end high street. And I was like, yeah, why? And they said, I just haven't seen much on Whatnot. I think the point is on Whatnot, we're trying to kind of have as much high end, because technically we're the luxury pickers, but also as much high end as we possibly can.
It's just what we find, isn't it? It's luck of a draw at the
It's
time.
like these. I would have these on a show. These would cost too much.
These were Versace.
Y2K.
Versace Sport, which was a line of Versace made in the early 2000s for a very short amount of time. These are Skechers Air Max. They made me laugh.
I put those in the video on the basis that they actually got sued by Nike for using the air, the whole kind of air thing, yeah.
Another Gudrun knit piece. Love Gudrun knit. This is more like a crochet cotton, size small but oversized. That will be going into the show. I would resell that for about £40.
That was lovely.
Going back to those Versace's, they were just a little bit too expensive for the condition, and that line isn't as popular. If it had the Medusa heads on or any logo in, we would have bought them.
Yeah.
This is Saint Sophia again. I found in this town there was a lot of the same brand. Like, it was obviously, there are brands that were very popular. Does that make sense? Like,
100%,
there was a lot of Gudrun. There was a lot of Saint and Sophia. There was a lot of.
And I would say, actually, stylistically, if you looked around at the people, they were very, like, cool. Those brands, very kind of like what I'd call hipster, more kind of contemporary. Yeah, cool
people.
Yeah, cool.
This was Saint and Sophia burgundy. It was a drop waist with a ruffle on the bottom. I'm thinking we're going to do a haul.
Yeah, I think we probably should, just on the basis, to be honest with you. There was a lot of, like, in this video, guys, this is one of the first videos I've recorded for a long time, as regards actual proper footage. I'm trying to show you guys what I'm looking at. The problem is some of these longer pieces, or even like this piece I'm going to pull out now, this is all that's not paint. That's actually like they've almost sanded the front of those individual lines. So I want to show these up close and personal, because I think the actual details you'd appreciate more in a video.
Up close and personal, eh? Anyway, that Saint and Sophia dress retail would have been plus 200. It's in amazing condition. I'd resell it plus I'll touch on the 100 mark. That was Oliver Bonus.
Yeah, we don't pick up a lot of Oliver Bonus, but that piece, like I said, I will show you kind of up close.
I went in an Oliver Bonus store
good.
over the Christmas period and had a heart attack at how expensive it was.
Yeah, they're mad pricing.
So I'm going to be more open with my Oliver Bonus.
We found some great stuff in here.
I'm just going to stop this video here and say, I am #1 fan chairman, in fact. I am chairman of the Oxfam Appreciation Society.
Oxfam, if you're out there.
Underrated, underappreciated. It is thebomb.com. I have never met an Oxfam that I don't like.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, the one in Penarth's a bit hit and miss. But Oxfam, in general, fantastic. Now, Austin went rogue in the long dresses section, and he did find a American Vinted. American Vintage is a brand. It's actually not American or vintage. Hello. This is a jumpsuit. Probably should have bought it.
Once again, I'm looking back and it was really, really nice.
Do you know what?
They're mad
I
money
felt
too.
when we were shopping, we didn't find a lot, and now I'm like, whoa, we found too much and too much.
I'm gonna say it out loud. Obviously, it's the holidays, and we kind of took a little trip to Brighton.
Holidays are coming.
We took a little trip to Brighton and all the surrounding areas, and we're trying to fit in obviously a good amount of, should we call it, family time too. So to have the small person with us in general, like. It's just so much more enjoyable in general, but it's also a lot harder to concentrate on exactly what you're doing in a kind of a work way.
Parents Unite. Finistre, jumpsuit, 100% linen, coral colour. Shorts, but you could wear it with tights in the winter.
Organic linen, if you will.
Yeah, that's a stunning piece. Retail plus 100, resale plus 60. And then I also found I found a kin shirt. Wait, I found a kin shirt, oversized kin shirt, and that would kin is obviously discontinued, and I would hope to get about 40 plus for that one. I did find these in the window. These are, I can't say his name to save my, say it again.
Philip Line.
Say it again for the people at the back.
You can rhyme the second one with phlegm. Philip Pline or Plain.
Pline.
Yeah.
Pline. I can never say his name. That's okay to admit.
Yeah.
They were some sneakers.
I don't mind saying a name I can't say properly.
They do need some cleaning, and Austin will do the honours with those. Fully embroidered, fully rhinestones.
Those crystals.
£600 plus.
Like, honestly, it was weird. I just looked at them a second ago, and they shine like no one's business. You can just tell. They're leather lined. They are beautiful high tops.
There would have been comps on the screen anyway, because that's what we do. But retail plus 600, resale plus 200. Back to me. So much has happened, yet so nothing. So much, but nothing. Anyway, we did Lewes. There was a few shops open, 2 independents that weren't open. That's fine. I'd like to go back to them, but Austin.
Hello.
So rude. And now we driven to Hove. Now there was one in Hove that we knew about because we used to do dress agencies down here, and it was opposite a dress agency. Austin just picked up, because it was one shop. We didn't film, and Austin picked up a Loro Pinot, which I'll show you later. Loro Pinner. Anyway, we'll show you that in a bit. We've come to Hove, the main high street, on the recommendation of the lady in that charity shop, and we just driven down the high street, and there's perhaps 6 or 7, so we've just parked up and we're going to do that high street. Hove is just outside of Brighton. It's not quite in Brighton, but it's Brighton and Hove. It's I don't know how it works in terms of geography or how it works. I should probably Google it. But Brighton is literally right next door to Hove, and Hove is right next door to Brighton, but Hove isn't as big as Brighton. Anyway, I won't go on. So we're going to go and do those 6 or 7 now, and then we're going to go and check into the hotel and edit this video. I think maybe we'll do a little like mini haul in the hotel. Man in his car sitting right next to me is looking at me. I'm going now. Hove was unexpectedly bad.
It was.
There was one shot we didn't record because we jumped out, back in the car, and we will mention that on the haul. This, however, we did find another piece of 3.1 fillet limb.
Yep, indeedy.
And that was it. Austin was just showing you it was a patchwork graphic long line vest.
It was a wild looking vest, I'll tell you that for nothing.
I haven't actually looked that one up yet, but I find maybe we've looked it up. Maybe the comp's on screen. Maybe.
At this point we would have, so
yeah.
you're saying this in like...
But retail would have been plus 300 on it. It does say mingle, which makes me feel great. It also says British. Yeah, it also says like we've got a Union Jack on the bottom, so it's an interesting piece. I think you could rock that, Austin.
I'd like to wear that with nothing else but that.
But it's still easy, plus £100. wander the streets in it.
That's
anyway,
how
it's
I roll,
a nice
folks.
piece. Now, I left this
Wandering.
shop in. It's the last shop on our escapades. Well, mainly because we found that.
Only because Bethany talked up Hove so much, and then we
thought
went,
Hove
and it
would
was
be
like, do you know what? No, they were really good pieces, but the good pieces were madness, and the bad pieces were really bad.
Hush, this is actually in real life, this is like bubblegum pink, and I can't resist
It is
anything
beautiful.
bubblegum pink.
Yeah, it is.
Hush obviously is. No, I wanted to put this in because this is backstage by Oshka.
Oh, yeah.
And I would have bought it. I wouldn't have even hesitated.
It was
it's
a beautiful
full
thing.
knit midi dress. Why are we putting security tags in the garments?
Through the front of the garment.
Now, I understand the use of security tags, and I understand you can't put them on external labels in case someone rips or cuts the label out, which would take some time, so you'd be able to see them doing it, but I won't go into that right now. But I put them on the back or the side seams for just from working in retail, because those security tags do one thing and one thing only. They make a hole.
They make a hole.
So that hole
It's
is
a
now in the
pin.
front of the garment.
I hate to say that all the technology which they use in there for regards to security pins, they're massive pins. They're thick pins.
And
it's a
they
big
do
hole in the neck now.
They do hole. This is a Peruvian connection piece in a beautiful pumpkin orange. Roll neck, older tag, probably would have had it.
And there you
That's
go.
a hole. And depending on the materials, obviously all materials are different. Maybe you could get away with it with a knit, maybe.
There is no way in God's green earth there should be. You should have to put security tags where they put security tags. You have all kinds of mad high end stores which don't put them in those places. It's just unnecessary.
If you put them in the side seam, not that anyone's going to be using security tag watch our video, but if you put them in the side seam between the stitching, then you're okay because it goes through the stitching. Does that make sense? Whereas if you put it physically into fabric, I know you could argue that was on the line of the collar, but it doesn't work like that on collar stitching.
The side seam sits totally differently, and it's usually double or triple or quadruply stitched, whereas a detail seam like a collar wouldn't be.
Anyway, that was my pet peeve. You can security tag it however you choose to security tag, but just for everyone, not just us, but for a normal consumer, it ruins clothing. It's such a shame.
Talk about that quickly.
This is Scamp and Dude. Scamp and Dude is a really popular, has a massive cult following, and they are known by their lightning bolt. And there's a lightning bolt on the back of one of those sleeves, which we'll show you in the haul. Do tune in for the haul. It will be epic because we did visit another Oxfam, which the camera ran out of battery in. Another Oxfam. That was so fantastic. It hurt my brain.
Also show the Laura Pinot.
Yes.
Good night.